Oh, I thought I pushed stopped. I pushed start. So let's just start, shall we? We are going to get another message for my babes, and we're going to hopefully get some substance we can chew on. So, what's the message? Why don't we start out with how about your archetype energy for my babes? Just trying to get a message, if we may. What is my babe's archetype energy? So curious. All right. For my babes, an archetype energy, if we may. Get a message. What is the message? Moosky Gooski. You stay. Good boy. Alright, archetype energy for my babes to guide us or direct us into a message with substance. Ooh. We have the Temple, number 34. The Temple. Let's talk about it. Somebody is focused on their temple. I'm getting it's the body, right? I don't know if I've ever pulled this card. All right, let's read it. Number 34. The temple. Oh, 39, I'm sorry. All right. It is considered, the temple is considered a place. The place. The temple. Your archetype energy right now, my beautiful babes, is the temple. The sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible to the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensually kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is a call to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping? Your phone, money, material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. When light, reverence for all, life as sanctuary. When dark, adultery, cults, strict idol, idolatry, cults, and strict spirituality. I had a subscriber ask if I was part of a cult, and it is very tricky to answer that question because I feel like there's a hidden, well, actually, I know there is, that is like it's like a hidden group I'm connected to that even hides from me. Like, it's hard to explain. Seriously, it gets so weird. So the temple, it seems a little abstract. You can connect to the temple in rich places, in poor places, in high places, in low places, and just by closing your eyes, tapping into a sacred space, or by kissing a lover. Apparently, is the energy of the temple. Um, I wonder. Nope. Yep. Almost want to reference the word and see what it says as far as a temple. I feel like most of us resonate with the temple being the body. So I'm getting, we are connecting to the sacred essence of our temple by a little focus. A lot of focus, since we are so conditioned to more or less treat our bodies like garbage by what we do or don't do with it. But we are recognizing the sacred value of the sacred value within our sacred temple, I guess. Okay. let's see, how can we be more aware or honor our temple, or tap into a message here that will allow us to be like, aha, something. I don't know. Let's get a crush your goal. If we can, if we may, get a message. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for focusing on your sacred temple. Fear is boring. Whoa, that is quite the statement, Elizabeth Gilbert. I don't want to argue with it, and I don't want to say the B word. Girlfriend, fear is boring. You know what? It can be. It is some. Yep. So the opposite of boring, or I'm sorry, the opposite of fear is courage or knowing. I think it's knowing. There's nothing to fear when you know what it's like. The magic is not an illusion once you know. Okay, so something about knowing here. And knowing is very exciting. And we're all just like, we just want to know, right? We just want to know. Tell us the answers to everything. Spirit, my babes, let's tap into your knowing. There's so much. You're like born knowing everything. You just kind of forget, and we have to go through some things to separate illusions that are just forever projecting from the truth of you and your sacred temple. Fear is boring. All right. I don't know where to go. Let's do one of these. If we may. Fear is boring. Well, it's definitely a waste of time after the initial, you feel the fear, and then like to sit in that's a waste of time. I don't know if it's necessarily boring, but it probably could, it probably, the longer you sit in unnecessary fear, that probably definitely applies that fear is boring. So we feel the fear, and we And when that fear touches our sacred temple, how dare it touch the sacred temple? So we allow our energy to alchemize it, transmute it, actually. In most of my babes, I feel like saying that the fear can barely, like, it kind of penetrates, but can't get to the core because your core is golden. It's like a divine, sacred energy that the fear can't quite penetrate. And so when it tries to, get the message. So when it tries to, those of us that are focused and can concentrate hard enough on what that energy actually is trying to do, then we can focus on releasing it. It's like, okay, that served a purpose. I feel the fear, and then I release it because you work through the mental clarity, coming to an understanding / knowing where it just dissolves the fear, because it's like okay, that doesn't ring all the way true. It's not penetrating to the core, and just to let it go. Okay, so the fear is boring. New narrative. New narrative is inspired action with courage to express your knowing out loud. All right, let's get one more for my babes. Just trying to get a message, if we may. All right, what is the message? We are focused on the sacred temple and the energies. Oh my gosh, it came out again. The sacred temple and the energies that are ours and that are just visiting and need to be released. And we have stillness. It's like, boring. I know I say that almost every time I get this card, but it's like, okay, we were still for a second. It was boring. It's like the fear. It's like it's just sitting there. It's still. It's like what? It's like release that shit. Boring. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. It rattles you for a second, but then it's boring and still and stagnant, and it sits there and it starts to fuck with your actual cells and create physical problems if you don't release that energy. So release it. Besides, it's boring. It's just sitting there. No. So we're going to put inspired action in our courage through our expression with what we've come to know. And then knowing what, identify that fear. Nope, I know what you are. Release it, and so it is. So that's what I have for my babes. I hope that helped. I love you guys so much. Until next time.